everybody. Sorry, I was a little bit late. I had my granddaughter going out the door. So, okay, so hello, everybody. I'm glad that you could make it. We are just waiting. I'm going to get this up on screen just so I know when it is starting here. Just let me get this situated. Okay, hello, everybody. Okay, so we are just waiting for the coroner to get online. He is going to be going over the autopsy from Gabby Petito. We're going to find out how she was killed. This is going to bring us a lot of information. It's going to let us, know hopefully around the time of death, if they could figure that out by, things that they would find in the autopsy. The cause of death, what caused her death. We know it's a homicide, but we don't know how. Was she strangled? Was she, we don't know. So we're going to find this all out, hopefully, with the coroner today. And it's going to give a lot of insights, and it's going to hopefully help us fill in the timeline. So if you guys, the only thing I ask, please smash that like button. You can exit live chat, smash the like button, and come back in. That lets everybody know that we are live and helps get the message out there that we are live. So yes, we're just waiting for it to start here. I'm going to bring it up on screen. Okay, let me share this. Okay, so we're not going to see anything right this second, you guys. And when it does start, I want you guys to press 1 if you can hear it. If not, I will have to jump to another feed. I do believe I've got the volume set right up maximum here. Whoops. Maximum volume. So when this starts, we should be able to hear it. And then I will go to full screen for you guys too. So yes, we are just waiting now for the coroner to come online. Oops, what happened here? Sorry, you guys, I'm just paying attention over here. I'm watching for this to start so you guys don't miss it. I'm watching somewhere else too. So what do you guys think? Is everybody nervous? Is everybody... Yes, Des will be here shortly. She just had a few things she had to do. She was in the open and only bones, I heard, so unless evidence. Okay, so let's not start posting things to chat with theories and stuff. Let's just get the facts, please. I don't want theories posted here. No disrespect intended. Gian collaborated, but I just don't want rumors and stuff like that being posted in the chat. We don't know. We know that she was left out in the open. Actually, they don't even know that. They think that she could have been left in a tent at some point. They don't know. So we're going to go by what we hear here. We're not going to do any second guessing. We're not going to do any theories. If anything like that is put into the chat, it's just going to be removed and you will be given a warning for it. I just post facts here when it comes to stuff like this, you guys. I don't want to be that channel that's putting out rumors or theories or stuff like that. And it spreads like wildfire. You guys know this. Yes, a quail, I agree. They need answers. Now, for those of you who don't know yet, they have removed the memorial that was all set up at the park for Gabby in Florida. They took everything down, and it is going to be given to her parents. There's apparently supposed to be a local that is making a bench that is going to be placed there in honor of Gabby. So like I said, we're just waiting for the coroner to come up, and yes, like our hearts go out to Gabby's family. Let's just surround the family with love and thoughts and prayers, you guys. Like, this has got to be one of the hardest things for a parent. I'm a mother of 4 kids. I was going to say 3, of 4 kids. And it's like, I just couldn't, I can't imagine. Also, as you guys probably seen, if you haven't, in my post that I posted, there was a protest over the weekend at the Laundrie home where there's my sister. Hello, sis. There was a big protest at the Laundrie home, and about 15 white laundry baskets were thrown onto their front lawn. There was also a big picture that they put there, framed in wood and stuck into the ground with a picture of Gabby. Brian's parents removed all that from the front lawn. There is a makeshift memorial in the corner near the street where there's still flowers and teddy bears and stuff like that. Is still in the corner of their house, the property near the road, and all the flowers that were delivered to the Laundrie residents are all still there too, up near the door. But they did come out and pick up all the laundry baskets and the big picture of Gabby that was there. I'm going to ask again, you guys, please don't share other information in the chat. Let's not put anything else in the chat about the Teton County Coroner and stuff like that. That's what we are waiting for right now, Eleanor. That is not been confirmed. And I don't know anything about it, so I don't want stuff in here that I don't know nothing about because I can't verify it regarding the FBI and the U.S. Attorney not wanting to be part of this. So please, let's not put anything like that in chat. We are sticking just to the facts, and we are sticking with what the coroner is going to be saying. This is the coroner that did the autopsy on Gabby Petito. So with whatever he says, that's what we are going by, nothing more, nothing less. I want to keep everything factual here so nobody can say that, rumor or stuff like that came from my channel. I'm not getting drawn into all that drama. Oh, hello, Belfory, and welcome to the channel. And welcome to everybody that is here. I see a lot of new faces. I see a lot of longtime subscribers here, and I want to thank each and every one of you for being here and watching this with us. As soon as this starts, I will go to full screen for you, so you've got a better view of it without having to see my little wings pulsating there. And we are still waiting. There's a couple more minutes before they're supposed to start. Now, when it starts, you guys, please press 1 in the chat if you can hear it. Once it starts, if you can't hear it, please press 2, and then I will jump to a different feed. Yeah, there's a lot of things, Laurel, that don't seem right. A lot of things, like the FBI taking Brian Laundrie's family out to the search area. I've never heard of that happening before. Good morning, Winona. It's afternoon here, but oh, thank you, Diana, and I love you guys all too, to the moon and back. Yes, please smash that like button. Let everybody know that we are live. Hello, Teddy's mom. Yes, I am feeling a lot better. You will see me muting because I am coughing up a storm. It feels like I just went about 10 rounds in boxing. My rib area hurts so much from coughing, so it's gone into my chest now. So, but thank you very much. I am feeling a lot better. At least my nose isn't all stuffed up now. So by the looks of it, I'm watching 2 other places that are also streaming it, 2 other news stations that are streaming it. And it hasn't started for them either. So, oh, here we go, you guys. Oh, no. Okay, let me just hear this. Okay.
This meeting is being recorded.
Okay, can you guys hear him? Okay, wait. Yeah, I can't hear it either, you guys. Yep. He has not unmuted himself yet. So if you can... It's okay, you guys. I'll tell you when you should be able to start hearing. There you go.
Hello, thank you all for joining us. I am Dr. Brent Blue, Teton County, Wyoming coroner.
Can everybody hear it now?
After a detailed investigation by our forensic pathologist, our anthropologist, and local law enforcement, with assistance from the FBI, the Teton County Coroner Office is filing the following verdict in the death of Gabrielle Lenora Petito. We hereby find the cause and manner of death to be the cause, death by strangulation, and manner is homicide. By Wyoming state statute, no other information will be released about the autopsy. The only thing that is released in the state of Wyoming is cause and manner of death.
I think they said they can't hear you. Just 1 second.
I told you guys. I said strangulation, right?
Should I start over then? Thank you for joining us. Sorry about the audio issue. I'm Dr. Brent Blue, Teton County, Wyoming coroner. After a detailed investigation by our forensic pathologist, our anthropologist, and local law enforcement, with assistance from the FBI, the Teton County Coroner's Office is following the following verdict. In the manner of death of Gabrielle Lenora Petito, we find the cause and manner to be cause, death by strangulation, and manner is homicide. By Wyoming state statute, only the cause and manner of death are released. Their autopsy findings and photographs and that sort of material is not released by state statute. And I'll be glad to entertain some questions at this time.
Hi, Brian. This is Alex with the News and Guide. Can you hear me?
Yes.
I'm curious whether you're able to pinpoint a date of death and when, and if you know whether or when Gabby's remains will be returned to her family.
The remains have been returned to the mortuary here, and the mortuary is dealing with the family at this time as far as the disposition of the remains. As far as the time of death, we are estimating 3 to 4 weeks from the time that the body was found. That is actually determined more by the law enforcement folks than than our office.
Chris, Vivian, you are able to ask your question.
What's the question? I didn't hear a question.
Chris, I believe that you are muted. If you can unmute yourself.
Okay, it's John Walsh from In Pursuit with John Walsh on Discovery ID. Dr. Blue, thank you for your time. I think everybody in the world believes that Brian Laundrie killed Gabby. With your extensive work on the body, are you sure that it's Brian Laundrie? And will the FBI issue a nationwide homicide warrant now that they know the cause of death?
We are only tasked with the determination of cause and manner of death. Who committed the homicide is up to law enforcement, and I cannot answer the question about the FBI. You would have to contact them.
Jeremy Kopis, you are now allowed to ask your question.
Yes, hello, doctor. If you could please, can you comment on any other bruising, maybe on the body that possibly was healing, possibly older bruises or cuts that might have been healing over the last couple of weeks before her passing?
By Wyoming state statute, no other information about the autopsy is released, just the cause of death.
Hi there, this is Heather Lee, a reporter at ABC Action News in Tampa, Florida. I just wanted to know if you could explain why it took about a month for this process to finish. I think a lot of people were hoping that they would learn this information sooner. So I just think if you could just explain the process and why it took a month.
Well, the main reason was that we were very exacting in our examination and the detail by which that examination was done. We were waiting for various specialists to come in and help us with this investigation. We were waiting on toxicology to be returned, and it was just a matter of making sure we
Yes, Larissa.
did everything right.
3 to 4 weeks prior to being found.
Thank you.
I believe it happened on the 27th. And I did say in my read the 27th, and it was strangulation. And so far, strangulation is the cause of death. And that's what
Is there another question?
my read.
Brian Enton. I believe you're unmuted right now.
My read did say the 27th and strangulation.
Okay. Steve Fabian.
Yes, hi, doctor. How are you? I am curious if any DNA samples were taken from Gabby's remains, and also if the body was intact. Are you able to tell us the condition of Gabby's remains?
I can tell you the DNA samples were taken by law enforcement, and all I can tell you about remains is that the body was outside for 3 to 4 weeks.
So in other words, he doesn't want to say that the animals got to her, but I'm almost positive that that's exactly what happened. Yes, Terry, I also got,
Do you have your hand up?
I got the Brian did it too. And I did get strangulation on the
Is that the
27th.
question? I didn't hear the question.
I think I also got tossed away like yesterday's
Dr.
trash.
Blue,
Yes.
it's John Walsh again from In Pursuit with John Walsh. You will probably be the most important witness at the trial. And I asked you before how confident you feel that Brian Laundrie you know, they use the semantics. He was a person of interest. I'm old school. He was the only suspect ever. And I just wonder, you're going to be the most important guy at the trial, probably. Do you have any doubts it's Brian Laundrie?
He's
I
not going
can't make any comment about any suspects because we are not involved in that part of the investigation. We are only involved in the investigation of the body of the deceased. So who committed the homicide is really to be determined by law enforcement.
Thank you, sis.
I thank you for your hard work. And I always say in so many cases I've been involved in, let the pathologist and the coroner do their work no matter how long it takes. So I think you've probably done a really good job on this case. Thank you for your time.
I think John Walsh should have known.
Doctor, this is Rochelle Aline with ABC Action News in Tampa. Just a quick question. Can you kind of walk us through the process to how you arrived at this specific manner of death?
In the state of Wyoming, there are 4 possibilities for the manner of death. They are homicide, suicide, accident, and natural. And those are the 4 choices. When we do an investigation, we look at the crime scene or the scene of the death, the scene of the body, the condition of the body, and findings at autopsy and toxicology. And that is how we arrive at the manner of death. So it really depends on lots of different circumstances.
Dr. Stephen Fabian again from Inside Edition. Can you tell us if the body was buried when it was discovered or if the body was on the surface?
I can't tell you that. That's would be something you'd have to ask the FBI because we're not allowed to release that information.
Kelly Vaughn. Do you have a question, Kelly Vaughn? We have Brian Enting in the chat who has a question. What's your question, Brian?
No, Gabby was not pregnant.
Was there
Like I said, I want to
impact
stick to the facts. And that's
on the
why,
body
because of
from
all these comments
weather
about
or
that.
wild animals in the national park?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the question.
Was there any impact on her body from weather or wild animals in the national park?
All I can really comment about that is that her body was outside in the wilderness for 3 to 4 weeks.
What he just said says a lot.
KSL assignment, you were unmuted. KSL assignment.
Hello, Dan Rascone here from KSL TV in Salt Lake. Dr. Blue, can you tell us at all whether or not, was it believed that she was murdered there at that location, or is it any indication that her body was drugged there or taken there, or can you give us any indication there?
I can't comment on that. That would be something you'd have to speak with the law enforcement or the FBI.
Matthew Sella. Matthew Sella, do you have a question?
Hey, Dr. Blue. It's actually Jimmy from dailymail.com in New York here. What were the results of the toxicology report? And is there any suggestion that Gabby had any drugs in her system? And if so, what were they?
The results of the toxicology are not public knowledge by Wyoming Institute, so I can't comment about that.
Thank you.
We have a question from the chat. Was Gabby Petito pregnant?
She was not pregnant.
Told you. There you go. So please stop with those in the chat. I've already addressed that many times.
Thomas Taupe.
Hi, doctor. My question, did you seek the advice of a forensic entomologist or forensic botanist during the course of your investigation?
The FBI has sent materials to a forensic entomologist.
WPBF 25 News.
Hi, doctor. This is Terry Parker from WPBF in Palm Beach County, Florida.
I'm glad he
You
did.
said you were very thorough in this autopsy and examination. Could
Because
you
everybody's
give us
saying
an
she was
example
pregnant,
of the
and
type
no,
of
she
tests
wasn't.
And analysis you performed?
This autopsy included a whole body CAT scan, a examination by a forensic pathologist, an examination by a forensic anthropologist, and toxicology evaluation. So we pretty much covered all the bases.
Melanie, it's still an ongoing investigation, so there's not going to be
Jeremy
much that he
Lopez?
can reveal.
Yes, doctor, thank you for taking the question again. You mentioned that
Beautiful
strangulation is the
disaster,
cause of
strangulation.
death. Can you talk about how you came to that conclusion?
I cannot. That is part of the autopsy findings and is not discoverable by Wyoming statute.
Was there any other cause of death that was a possibility in this case?
Well, we look at all causes, all possibilities when we try to determine cause of death, but this is the cause of death that we determined.
I have a question from chat. It is, was the manner of death obvious? Strangulation marks, bones, injured neck.
Nothing is obvious in a situation like this. So detailed analysis was used both to determine manner and cause of death. I can't go into details on how we made those decisions.
Kristen Thorne.
Yes, hi, Dr. Kristen Thorne with WABC in New York. Could you just please repeat about how long you believe the body was out there? Unfortunately, the last time you spoke, we just didn't get a good film shot of you saying that. Would you mind repeating that?
Our initial determination is the body was in the wilderness for 3 to 4 weeks.
Thank you.
Like I said, you guys, I got the 27th and that she was strangled by Brian. And that's pretty much what's coming out with the autopsy.
Hey. Fitzgibbon. You have to unmute. I believe you're still muted.
Sorry about that. Good afternoon, Dr. Blue. Relating back to the date of death, is there a date listed on the death certificate?
The death certificate has not been completed at this time, and the death certificates of the state of Wyoming allow for approximate dates and variability in those dates. So I doubt, well, there will not be an exact date of death on the death certificate.
Thank you, NYCH. Thank you.
Hi, doctor. This is Eileen LaPalmer from News 12. We sort of asked it a little bit, but is there a way that you can explain how you know that it was strangulation? Sometimes I know that a hyoid bone could be missing. Is that something that you discovered in this case?
I can't comment on that because it would be a finding of the autopsy. And as I stated before, in the state of Wyoming, the autopsy results are not public knowledge.
So then you can't clarify whether it was manual strangulation or with an item, correct?
That's correct.
So pretty
Michael
much
Ruiz.
what my read said is true.
Thanks for making time for us, doctor. Was the entire examination conducted at your lab in Jackson, or was Gabby Petito's body shipped to another facility?
The examination was done entirely at our board in Teton County, Wyoming.
Thank you, sis, for that super chat. I appreciate it.
Gregorio. It's actually Ashley Banfield with News Nation. Doctor, thank you for taking the time today. Can I ask you if from the very beginning of your process, was it obvious that the cause, not the manner, that the cause was strangulation and that you just needed this time to prove it out? Or were you completely unaware from the beginning what the cause of death was for Gabby Petito and had to resolve through a number of puzzle solving manners and other experts to arrive at that final cause determination?
In a situation like this, nothing is obvious. And so the cause of death required investigation.
We have a William Walkie.
Hey there, Dr. Blue. My name is Will. I'm from KHOL Jacksonville Community Radio here in Jackson. You know, you're a small town coroner here in Western Wyoming. This case got so much national attention, as we can see right now. Can you speak on what it was like doing your job with such a big spotlight on you? Thanks.
Well, it was quite the media circus and continues to be. Unfortunately, this is only one of many deaths around the country of people who are involved in domestic violence. And it's unfortunate that these other deaths do not get as much coverage as this one. I'm assuming that because the deceased was a blogger, that this received more coverage than others. But there are a lot of both men and women who have lost their lives that aren't covered with this kind of media attention.
I believe he choked her with his hands. I'm seeing a belt too, but I believe it was with his hands.
This is Francis Fiore from the Port Charlotte Sun. I just want to go back to my previous question, although I imagine your response. Is there anything you can tell us about how exactly you determined it was a 3 to 4 week period before death?
I can't go into that kind of information at this time.
I understand. Thank you very much.
Why don't we take one more question then?
We have the Snack Squad.
Hey, this is Andy Mercado from Mercado Media. Could you go over the length of time the autopsy report took? And thank you for your time, Dr. Blue.
Well, the length of time was involved in the sense that we received a report from the investigating and examining forensic pathologist. We had a report done by our anthropologist, and we had toxicology studies that were done in addition to the report from the radiologic studies. So all these came together, and that's what took time for us to complete this investigation.
Hi, doctor. Could you speak to the state of decomposition, and did that at all hinder your investigation?
I can't comment on that.
Terry, I will speak about that at the end of the press conference.
Dr. Blue, would you like to take any more questions?
Unless there's other specific questions that haven't been answered already, why don't we close this? And thank you all very much for your participation. And I can tell you that I will not be answering any other detailed questions about the autopsy. As I said, state statute prevents us from doing that. So contacting me by email and phone is not going to reveal any additional information. But thank you for your time, and I appreciate your interest.
Dr. Blue, I have one more question. Is there a way to determine if this was accidental or deliberate?
Homicide is
You mean in the
deliberate.
sense of a homicide?
Yes.
That would be up to law enforcement to make that determination.
Great, thank you.
Takes over 2.5 minutes to strangle somebody to death. It was no accident.
Again, thank you all very much for your time.
Okay, so there you go. So there you go, everybody. So that's what we have. Let me just take my earphones off now because they're driving me crazy. Oh. Okay, so there you go. And because this is still an ongoing investigation, you guys, I totally understand why he cannot answer a lot of the questions that were being asked of him. There could be very well be a lot more injuries to the body, but what he is going to give us is what caused her death. So what was, if you like, say there was, and I'm just being hypothetical here for a minute, okay? Say you find, and we're not going to talk about Gabby. We're going to talk about somebody. We're going to name him Fred. Okay, so they find Fred dead on the side of the road. Okay, there's his arms cut open. He has some broken fingers, maybe some broken ribs, but he's got a bullet hole in his head. Okay. So they're going to give you the cause of death is what is the injury that killed him? The injury that killed him was probably the bullet to the head, right? You can survive a broken hand, broken ribs, a cut open arm, but it's the bullet to the head that killed him. So that's basically what they are doing here. They are giving you what actually killed her. It was strangulation. Now, if you go back into the read that I did on her, I had said that she was strangled. It's like he strangled her. Okay. Now you got to also realize when they come to, they've already said it was a homicide. Now you got to think it takes a minimum of 2-point-something minutes to strangle somebody to death. I think it's around the 2-minute mark. Was it an accident? No. He had 2 full minutes to change his mind. So I do believe that there are other injuries on her. I do believe that I'm going to tell you what I'm getting intuitively. I want to do another read. But I mean, basically it came out in the reads that I've already done and what the reads that I have done. But I feel that there was a very heated argument. I believe that I believe that there's going to be bruising on her body, on her face, on her arms, I'm seeing almost like on her side, rib cage. I'm seeing her right side, and we'll see how close this is when this all comes out. So remember this. I'm seeing like a huge reddy purpley mark on her right side between her rib cage and her waist. That's what I'm seeing. But I do see other injuries on her body also, to her face and to her arms. Her forearm and upper arm near the shoulder area. But there's just one big, huge, distinctive one I'm seeing on her right side, her right side, rib cage area between like the breast area and the waist area. There's a big, big mark there. That's what I'm seeing. That's what my ancestors are showing me. And I'm seeing marks on her face, on her forearm, her right forearm, and her upper arms is what I'm seeing. So we'll have to wait and see what comes out once, you know, this either goes to trial or once the full autopsy is released. Now, they asked about, I believe he did, Terry. I believe that what finally killed her was the strangulation, and I see him doing it with his hands. I do see a belt, but I don't think he used the belt to strangle her. I see him with his hands, but there's a belt. So maybe he hit her with the buckle part of the belt. I thought she was found. Hang on a sec. No, I think she was found on the 16th or 17th of September. She was found. Wasn't it? Let me just see. I don't remember, you guys. Let me just find out. I'm getting the exact date here. Okay, she was reported missing on September 11th. I'm trying to find the exact date that her body was found. Just give me a second, you guys. I don't know why this is so friggin' hard to find. Okay, September 19th. Authorities in Wyoming say they found a body in Grand Teton National Park on September 19th. The FBI announces the body was believed to be Gabby, but a full forensic identification needs to be completed. So it was September 19th. There you go. You guys know I want to, I believe it was on the 27th that she died. And that's what I got in my read also. They had that fight at the restaurant in the afternoon of the 27th. I believe that he killed her on the 27th at that night. I believe he took off. So he wasn't around. He made himself known to be other places. I don't have my map up in front of me, you guys. Let me just pull it up here. So I believe that he killed her on the 27th. I'm just getting all the information up here. And if you guys want to see it, I can show it to you. Okay, so let me share this with you. Okay, so here's the mapping that I've done. It goes all the way down, you guys, into Florida. But this is it. Thank you, my sister. Okay, my memory was right. She was found September 19th. 2 days later, on September 31st, it was verified that it was Gabby. Yes. Okay, so I'm going to just zoom in here. Okay, so we all know Gabby did not like being left alone. So that's why I say on the 27th, sorry, you guys, I'm looking at my map here. Where was it? Okay, so right here in Jackson is where they had dinner on the 27th. So they come all the way up here, over to here, up here, and they were camping right here. Okay, the van was parked. The van was parked in this area right here. I believe it was right in here. Okay, and this is like a little, sorry, it was over here. So the van was parked right here. And this is like a little hill. You can't see it because I'm overhead, but this is like down. Remember I said in my read, he took her down, down, down. Well, this is a hill here. You have to go down this hill. Okay, and her body was found right here in these bushes. Okay. So what I believe happened is when they left, we'll zoom out here on the map. Okay, so they had dinner down here. They left. This is on the 27th. Up here. Okay, this is where the people seen the van parked on the 27th. But on the 29th, so I believe he killed her. Whoops. Right here. He killed her. He left because he made it all the way up over to here. On the 29th, this is where he was picked up hitchhiking. The first person that picked him up hitchhiking dropped him off here at the dam. He got spooked when they said they were going to Jackson. So he got out here at the dam. That was on August 29th. Okay. So from here, when he got dropped off, he walked up here this way. This is where he was picked up by a second hitchhiker. They drove him down here. He got out here. This is where the hitchhiker said that she dropped him off. She had said that she would drive him in. Okay. Give me a second, you guys. Sorry about that. So the second person that picked him up hitchhiking had said she offered to drive him in here. But he said, no, I'll get out here. You know, my girlfriend's working on her stuff, whatever. He came back here. I believe he waited because this was, I think it was around 8:30 at night by the time he got dropped off here. I believe he came back. This is on the 29th. 8:30, around 8:30 at night, the second hitchhiker dropped him off. I think he walked back. And this is a little bit of a jog. He walked back to the van that was still parked over here where the people seen it at around 6 p.m. on the 27th. I think he got in the van and that's when he left. Was somewhere around, I would say, 9:30, 10 o'clock on the 27th. The van was seen here at 6 p.m. He was dropped off at 8:06 over here. by the second hitchhiker, by the second person that picked him up hitchhiking. So I'd say it'd take him a good half hour to an hour to walk all this way over to where the van is. And don't forget, on August 27th, the people that were driving through that broke that picture of the van being parked there, they went by there at 6 p.m. It was there. So I'm assuming about an hour, 45 minutes for him to walk here from where he was dropped off hitchhiking. I believe he waited a bit, grabbed as whatever he could, and he took off. The late evening of the 29th is when I believe he took off. Okay? And then we map it out. I believe he went up this way. He got gas. And then I mapped it out from there how far he could actually get on a tank of gas. And then where he was spotted. I believe he had to stop and slept a couple hours. He was seen getting gas here. Gabby's card was used here. And then he came down this way back to Florida. Okay? So that was the mapping that I did, you guys. And by all the information is how I got that mapping, by things that were leaked. Oops. Okay, hang on. Let me just show you this again. So you can see from here where everything happened up top here, this is how he came down. This is how he came down to Florida from there. Okay, this is, I'm up here, you guys in Canada. I'm up here. So this is north. Here's Florida. This is the east. He came right down this way, right through here like this. Okay, so I missed that last super chat. So whoever that was that gave that last super chat, thank you very much. Okay, so why don't we block who? What's going on here? Heather, what are we talking about? Uh-oh. Sis, can you text me? Thank you, Missy. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Okay, let me just give me a second, you guys. Oops. Somebody cosmic, give me 1 second and I will show you that. Who is this El Nino? This is what I'm looking back at, you guys. Just give me a second. Thank you, sis, for the super chat. Okay, I can only go back up so far. I will have to see it later. Yes, I took care of it. Someone was being rude. Yeah, don't give them a second chance. The minute that somebody's being rude, that's it. They're gone right away. No second chances, no nothing. Okay, so somebody, thank you, sis, for your super chat. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen again because somebody asked to see where Gabby's body was found. So I'm going to show you that. Okay, so here it is blown up, you guys. This is where the van was parked. When the people that broke this video, they were coming through the park this way and they turned up here. And that's when you could see Gabby's van parked It was right in here. So they were coming down like this and they turned this way. Her van was parked right here. And this goes down, you guys. This is up a hill a little bit. It's not a huge hill, but where her body was found was right across this muck and everything. Her body was found right here across from it. Okay. So that's where they found her, is right here amongst these bushes and that right here. So yeah. Right? I don't know, you guys. It's beyond me, and I don't know. Tracy says, I come here because you're all so nice. Yes, we are, Tracy. And we do not put up with any of that, especially attacking me, my mods, or any of my subscribers. I don't know exactly what happened there, but my mods take care of it right away. It's like, no, you get no second chance. The first time you show any kind of disrespect like that, you're not just timed out, you were automatically blocked. Okay. Okay, I can't do two things at once here. Okay. Thank you, sis. The Laundries must have... Okay, let's see. Juanita says, the Laundries must have family in law enforcement or some cover-up happened. The Laundries were stating till body rotted became unrecognizable. No, I don't think that's true. I don't think that's true, Juanita. I think that they're just not saying nothing because they don't want to incriminate themselves or their son. Just me, JB says, so Willow, do you think he killed her in the van and carried her out there, or did he get her to walk there and then kill her? My opinion, from my reads and my opinion only, I believe they were over there and that's where it happened. So I do believe I don't know how he convinced her to go over there, but I believe that he did. And I believe it was on the 27th. And I do believe, and I've said this before, and I'm going back, I can't exactly remember the read, but I know certain things that were said in that read is that he strangled her, that he did kill her, that she was no longer with us. But my intuition that I got from that and what I was given from my ancestors was, I believe that it happened on the 27th. I believe that they both walked to that. I don't believe that she was killed at the van. I believe that they both used their own motor skills to get to that area where she was killed. I'm going to leave it at that. I want to do another updated read, you guys, but I don't know yet. I don't know. Just scrolling through comments here, you guys. Her body was not far from the water. There's a lot of water around it where she was found. Yes, the van was seen there too on the 28th and 29th. But I do believe she was killed on the 27th. I'm just scrolling back, you guys, to see. Do you think he will be found alive? I do believe he will be found alive. The Tammy says, what do we think the evidence markings were showing? Those weren't evidence markers. Sorry, you guys. I'm coughing up a storm here. Yeah, those weren't evidence markers. Those were some kind of park markers or something for something. I don't know what they were, but I believe the sheriff office did say that those markings were not from them. Wakey Eggs and Bakey says, can I ask why comments are being deleted that aren't breaking the rules? If comments are being deleted, it's because either somebody is posting things that have not been proven as fact, or they are sharing somebody else's information. Like I said, I'm not going to allow anything on here, and my mods do an absolutely wonderful job getting rid of all the misinformation. I don't want any of it on my channel. So if you post something that is not fact, that has not come out as fact, and is not verifiable, then it's removed. I don't want, there's going to be a lot of people watching this back, and I don't want them thinking that this is fact. Because it hasn't been verified that that was even caused then. So that's why it is gone. Here's a quail. Thank you, my darling. We try very hard. Yes, once, Laura, once the full autopsy is shown, which is probably going to be at a trial, and if, heaven forbid, I don't even want to say it, but heaven forbid that there is no arrest for her death, then it may be released at a later time. I don't know. That's going to be up to law enforcement if it's ever released, if there's no trial. But if there is a trial, that would be something that would come out at trial. And they will be able to pinpoint the time of death a lot better. Okay, what the heck is all this spiders? How is this person? Either my chat is way behind, because I just got a whole bunch of spiders coming down my screen. So I must be really behind in chat here. Okay, so sorry about that, Laura. Okay. So she says, after doing the death investigation, will they have spot on time of death, condition of her body, exactly how long she was out there? They have a body farmer. Yes. And they will be able to tell you a lot more with the blowfish and blowflies and stuff like that. There's a lot of indicators as to time of death. Okay. Because flies lay eggs and then those eggs hatch into larva, then larva turns to this and that. There's so many different ways. I almost went into forensics, you guys, but you can understand why I said, no, can't do it. That's one of the reasons why. It was just gory. So there are tons of ways of them finding out just by bugs alone as to how long her body was out there. Cindy, is this trolling still going on? Do I need to jump in there and do something? Who is it that keeps trolling? Because I can put them directly onto another list in my tools. Okay, that person is now blocked, right, Cindy? Yes, I am still here, Terry. Okay, so what's the name I need to do block? All the coroner had to do was release a statement and say that all he could release was death. He did say that right at the beginning. He did say that right at the beginning, but everybody tried to get, all the reporters did try to get more information. My chat is way behind you guys, so on my big screen. Okay, I got you, sis. So I'm way behind in chat. Okay, let me see if I can get brought up to speed here. Okay, I'm up to speed. Okay, just give me a second, you guys, because this person keeps coming back, so I have to put it on a master block list. Yeah, that's a sock account, so. Yeah, I wish that, I wish that more would have been done when they did that traffic stop. But hindsight's 2020, right? Yes. Thank you, you guys. If you all block him when he comes back, there's 3 little gray dots beside wherever you have typed. Yeah, I'm wondering, you know, like, if they hadn't have let one of them go, if one of them would have got arrested for domestic violence, she'd still be alive. I think that, I believe at the time, the police thought that they were doing them a favor. But we know, especially with this pandemic and everything else that's been going on, the amount of domestic violence has spiraled out of control. Things have gotten really bad. And I don't think, no, 100% one of them should have went. If they don't have DNA to tie him to her death, do you think he will come out? Well, I'm going to say that they probably do have DNA to tie him to her death. I believe it's going to be fingernail scrapings, hair. Yeah, and yes, K. Mitch, I totally agree. That it is a domestic violence. If there's a domestic violence, it's supposed to be automatic arrest. So yeah, I don't know why they didn't do it. Ruthie, we don't know what they have, so guarantee you they got tons more than that we will never know about until trial. A Quail says it breaks my heart because Moab is my hometown. Oh my gosh. Things like that generally don't happen. It's beautiful, natural area, reality check, unfortunately. Yeah, it's happening everywhere, right? It's getting bad. Yeah, it's like that here too, Susan, here in Canada, that if the police are called for a domestic violence, one is going. They don't always make the right call, but one goes. One gets arrested. And they try to get the most dominating one. But one always goes to jail. And if one would have went to jail, there would have been a no contact order. Yeah. There's a lot of things that, you know, came out. So there's a lot of red flags there. Wakey Wakey Eggs and Bacon said DNA would be on her anyway. I heard a forensic expert talking about it, and they can get fingerprints from a strangle mark. Yeah, I'm not so sure they can get actual fingerprints, but they can get the outline of the finger marks to match with his. But I do believe that there would be some kind of DNA under her fingernails, clumps of hair on her hands, maybe. Well, he was bald, so. But stuff under her fingernails would be one big thing, because that would be showing her fighting back. Yeah, I've been hearing a lot about that, Hobby Cat, that they didn't follow the book, and I think it's going to come back and bite them in some ways. Maybe a wrongful death suit. There's a few things that I know in Canadian law. If police don't do what they're supposed to be doing, there's several different avenues that you can take, and one of them is a wrongful death suit against the police department. So we'll have to wait and see what comes out there. So thank you for that. Rice Richard says, when did that go to effect in Canada? Well, I know here in Ontario, if police are called to a domestic dispute, one of you is going. And that's been as long as I can remember, for at least the last 20 so years, 25, maybe 25 years. Yes, on her face in the video, in the police video. And I don't believe that we've seen it. There was also, you guys, another video going around, I guess, when they were at the sand dunes, where everybody was saying, oh, look at that, there's bruises on Gabby's back. It's not bruises, it's sand. And that's why I keep things only able to post here things that can be verified. Because that was another thing, that another rumor and another theory and this and that was going on. Stuff that wasn't true was being thrown around, that was big bruises on her back. It was not. It was sand. We haven't heard that. Where did that go? Oh. Yes, imagine. I'm not talking about that one, Eva. I'm talking about the one on her shoulder blade. Everybody was saying it was a big mark on her shoulder blade, and it wasn't. Okay, mods, the next time something pops up from that person, just leave it there for me to deal with, because that's the only way I think I'm going to be able to do a override block. So the next time that El Nino or whatever it is comes on here, just leave it there so I can deal with it. Terry Lynn, I'm in Ottawa. I'm watching the other chat, you guys, just so I can't block unless it's left there for me to do. I'm the only one that can do an actual block. Yeah, missing person says, I wish we had a magic wand to bring Gabby back. Send Brian to that special place in hell. Exactly. Okay, just me says, wouldn't it be harder now if his parents are helping him for them to continue since the report has come out to the public? Oh yeah, they won't be able to help him right now. No. But that's not saying that somebody else isn't helping. Decomp is slower when it's cold out. You notice when he was being asked the questions about the condition of the body, he was not going to answer that. But what he did say was very telling, that she had been left out in the elements. We all know that there's all kinds of animals and everything out there. So that just goes to tell you that the animals probably did get to her. But he can't come out and say that. Exactly. They have a time of death. Okay, don't do anything about that one, you guys. Let me do it. Block. Okay, so a pirate's life for me, blocked. What ignorant people, man. I'm telling you. Ignorance is unreal. Okay, so in other words, wildlife, yes, I believe. Well, I don't believe they scattered her all over. But I do believe that they got to her. Yeah, I got it, Domestic Goddess. Just, you guys try and ignore it, please. I've got two screens open here. I've got my actual YouTube studio open, and I'm watching it there too, because that's where I can do the blocks. So I need my mods to just, if that El Nino or whatever comes back, just leave it there so I can do a block. If you guys time them out or hide them, I won't be able to block. Lala, I think the only time that the parents are going to be able to be charged is if they are helping him since that warrant come out. Terry Lynn, I already have done, I think, a couple readings on Brian. Hello, Bruce. Yeah, just me. They're coming back under different names. Yeah, there are. I've seen a lot of sites that are believing that Brian didn't do this. Yeah, there's a lot of places out there that can tell you, like, for that area. And there's going to be a lot of factors that go into figuring out the time of death. And a lot of them are found, the time of death, a lot of that is found by bugs on the body, because they know precisely how long it takes for an egg to hatch and everything else. Yeah, exactly. So anyway, you guys, I'm going to let you guys go for now. We're going to get off this. And now that we've got the answer, I mean, we may not have all the answers that we were looking for, but we do know that she was strangled. It does line up with my read. If you haven't seen that read, it is in my video tab on my YouTube channel. For those, some of you that are here from the YouTube, you can find it on my YouTube channel. Once you get to my YouTube channel, if you hit videos, all the videos that I've done is going to be listed there. Okay. Here comes another one, eh? Okay, you guys, I'm going to get off of here. It looks like the trolls are all coming out in force. So let's get off here. If you haven't seen what the coroner had to say, you can go back and check that out. And I will keep you up to date with any new information that comes out. Please keep an eye on my community posts, because I put a lot of things there too for you guys. So any updated information. So make sure you check that out too. So until the next time, you guys, please take care of yourselves. Please stay safe. And I love you to the moon and back.